Hello and welcome back to Podcast English Learning, the place where learning English feels simple, practical, and inspiring. I'm your host, Jason, and as always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Julia. Hey everyone, we're so happy you're joining us today. If you've ever felt stuck trying to speak English because you keep translating everything in your head first, then today's episode is made just for you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to say something in English, but first your brain had to process it in your native language, then translate it, and by the time you were ready to speak, the moment had already passed? You're not alone. This is a very common challenge. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. In this episode, we're going to help you train your brain to think directly in English without needing to translate every word. And when you learn to do this, you'll notice that everything gets easier. Speaking, listening, even writing. So if you've ever wondered, how can I stop translating in my head and start thinking in English naturally? Keep listening because we're about to share some powerful, simple techniques that you can start using right away. Let's begin with a big question. Why is thinking in English so important? Well, the answer is simple. If you always think in your native language first and then translate into English, you'll never reach true fluency. It creates a delay. Your brain has to work twice as hard, first building the idea in your language, and then trying to find the right English words. And often, those translations don't even sound natural. For example, in some languages, people say, I have cold instead of I am cold. That may work in your language, but in English it sounds strange. When you train your brain to think in English, you start to form sentences the way native speakers do. You don't get stuck searching for translations. You respond faster, more naturally. Thinking in English also builds your confidence. You stop pausing or second-guessing yourself. Words come more easily. It improves your listening too. When your brain is already in English mode, you can understand conversations, movies, and even songs more quickly, without needing to translate every word. And finally, it helps your pronunciation. When you think in English, you start to hear the rhythm and sound of the language in your head, and that makes your speaking clearer and more natural. So to sum it up, thinking in English helps you speak faster, boosts your confidence, improves your listening, and strengthens your pronunciation, all at the same time. Now that we understand why thinking in English is so important, let's talk about something that quietly holds many learners back. Common mistakes. And the tricky part is, most learners don't even realize they're making them. But once you recognize these mistakes, you can fix them. And when you do, you'll start to see a big improvement in your fluency and confidence. Let's go through 4 of the biggest mistakes that stop you from thinking in English. Mistake number 1, relying too much on translation. This is the most common mistake. If you always translate every sentence in your head before speaking, your brain never gets used to thinking in English directly. It's like trying to ride a bike but never taking off the training wheels. You have to start trusting your brain to form sentences in English, even if it's not perfect at first. The goal is to think and speak naturally, not perfectly. Mistake number 2, focusing too much on grammar while thinking. Grammar is important, but many learners get stuck trying to make every sentence 100% correct in their heads before they say anything, and that slows everything down. Native speakers don't stop and think about grammar rules when they speak. They just speak. In fact, even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes. So don't let grammar become a barrier to fluency. Mistake number 3, being afraid to make mistakes. This is a big one. Some learners are so afraid of saying something wrong that they avoid speaking or thinking in English altogether. But remember, making mistakes is part of learning. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Don't wait until you feel perfect. Fluency comes from practice, not perfection. Mistake number 4, not surrounding yourself with English. If you only use English in the classroom and spend the rest of your time in your native language, your brain will naturally default back to it. To train your brain to think in English, you need to surround yourself with it. Listen to English music, watch English videos, read in English. The more English you hear and use, the more your brain will start to think in English naturally. So if you're making any of these mistakes, don't worry, you can start changing them today. Now it's time for the most important part of today's episode. How can you actually train your brain to think in English? We know the idea sounds great, but how do you really make it happen? Don't worry. We're going to break it down into 6 simple, powerful steps that anyone can follow, no matter your level. These steps are easy to practice and will help you develop the habit of thinking in English naturally. Step 1. Name things around you in English. This is one of the easiest and most effective habits you can build. Just look around you and say the names of the things you see in English. For example, bed, window, lamp, phone. You can even take it a step further. Don't just think cup, try, I'm drinking coffee from my cup. By doing this, your brain starts connecting daily life with English. Over time, this becomes more and more natural. Step 2. Talk to yourself in English. Yes, it might feel a little strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to start thinking in English. You can do it anytime, when you're cooking, getting dressed, or walking outside. Describe what you're doing in simple English. I'm making tea. And step 3, use an "this is a game" cha. Instead, use a dictionary that explains words in English. For example, instead of translating excited, look it up and see, feeling very happy and eager. Your brain learns the meaning in English, and that helps you stop translating over time. Step 4. Think in simple sentences first. Don't try to create long, perfect sentences right away. That can make you feel stuck. Start small. Instead of thinking, I should go to the store because I need vegetables for dinner, just say, I need vegetables. Once that feels easy, your sentences will naturally grow longer. Step 5. Create an English inner voice. Try to have short conversations in your mind, in English. For example, when planning your day, what should I do first? Maybe I'll start with breakfast. You can even ask yourself questions like, how do I feel today? Or, what should I wear? Turning your thoughts into English conversations helps your brain adjust faster than you think. Step 6. Surround yourself with English. This is key. The more you hear, read, and experience English, the more your brain starts to think in English by default. Listen to English podcasts, like this one. Watch YouTube videos, read short articles or books. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. These 6 steps aren't hard, but they do take practice. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your brain slowly begins to think in English on its own. Now that we've talked about the steps to help you start thinking in English, it's time to go one level deeper. Because just knowing the techniques isn't enough, You need to make them part of your daily life. Thinking in English is not just a skill, it's a habit. So how do you build that habit? Here are 5 simple, powerful daily exercises you can use to train your brain and make thinking in English something you do automatically. 1. Start and end your day in English. The moment you wake up, try to think about your plans for the day in English. Instead of letting your thoughts run in your native language, try something simple like, "Today is Wednesday. I have a meeting at 10 a.m. I will eat lunch with my friend." Then at the end of the day, review what happened. Again, in English. For example, "I worked hard today. I finished my project. I feel tired but happy." Doing this every morning and night helps train your brain to stay in English mode all day long. 2. Practice the no translation rule for 30 minutes a day. This is a powerful challenge. For just 30 minutes a day, tell yourself, "I will only think in English." No translating allowed, even in your head. It might be tough at first, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. 3. Talk out loud to yourself in English. Find a few minutes each day to speak English aloud, even if no one is around. Describe what you're doing. "I'm making coffee. It smells great. I'm going to drink it while checking emails." Speaking out loud builds confidence and helps your brain connect thought to speech without translation. 4. Use English during simple daily activities. When you're cooking, walking, driving, or cleaning, use that time to think in English. For example, "I'm walking to the store. The sun is shining. I feel relaxed." This turns your normal routine into language practice without needing extra time. 5. Keep a simple English journal. Every evening, take 5 to 10 minutes to write about your day, your thoughts, or your goals when English. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. The point is to express your ideas naturally and track your progress over time. These 5 daily habits may seem small, but they make a big difference. Practice them consistently, and thinking in English will soon feel natural, not forced. Let English become part of your life, not just your lessons. Let's be real. Even when you know what to do, thinking in English every day isn't always easy. Many learners start strong, but then hit some common roadblocks. And that's totally normal. The key is not to quit, but to find simple ways to keep moving forward. One of the biggest struggles is that your brain still thinks in your native language first. You try to speak, but everything has to go through a mental translation. It slows you down and makes you feel stuck. The solution? Be patient and start small. Don't worry about full sentences. Begin with just a few words or short phrases like hungry, go outside, or call mom. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes to stay in English mode. Another challenge is when you forget a word and don't know how to continue. It's frustrating, but it happens to everyone. Instead of giving up, try to describe the word using simple English. If you can't remember the word refrigerator, just say a cold box where I keep food. Your goal is communication, not perfection. And of course, there are days when it feels like you're not making progress at all. That can kill motivation. But remember, progress is slow and you might not see it right away. A great solution is to track your growth. Keep a short journal in English or record yourself speaking. After a few weeks, look back. You'll be surprised by how far you've come. Just keep going, one small step at a time. Thinking in English is not something that happens overnight. It's a journey, and like any skill, it takes time, patience, and practice. So if it still feels difficult right now, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that you keep going. Start small. Practice every day. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Those small daily efforts add up. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll catch yourself thinking in English, automatically, confidently, naturally. We've shared a lot of practical tips in today's episode, and now it's your turn. Ask yourself, which step will you try first? Will you name objects around you in English? Try a no translation moment? Or start a short English journal? Whatever it is, start today. And don't forget to share your experience with us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Podcast English Learning for more tips and encouragement. Keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and as always, happy learning.